Today I'm going to be sharing with you guys my approach to writing a song inspired by the band Narrowhead and their song Nervous Habits. I'm going to show you guys the riff that I came up with, break down the structure a little bit. Afterwards we'll track all the instruments, and then I'll show you a glimpse into my mixing and post-production process in Ableton. And then of course at the very end of the video I will share with you guys the final track. Alright, so just a heads up, I am tuned to drop C sharp, basically like a whole step and a half down from E. So this is C sharp. So Nervous Habits goes something like this. I'm going to stick with that same tempo and also the same key. So we'll go something like this. And that's going to be like our verse part, our main riff, intro, all of those above. And I have something separate though for our pre-chorus, I guess, and then of course the chorus part. So what I'm playing though is just basically like a barred. I don't know what this would be. If this was E standard, this would be A flat major. Let's just call it A flat major. And then I do one of these little sus things, these like sus hammers, I guess. Little sussy hammies. And then I will go with one of these E major 7th sort of things right here. So if I barred this whole fret right here, and then I just did the sus2. I don't hit the last like B and high E string. I just go from like the G and up. So altogether it sounds like this. So our pre-chorus is just going to be like some sort of build-up. And then our chorus part, we'll do one of these E's. And then we'll do the sus2 to 1. Barred B. And the last time around I was thinking we could do something like this. It'll sound pretty cool, sort of unresolved. Go back to that intro. So I'm going to record this as a scratch track, and then we'll start tracking the drums and of course the rest of the instruments. For all of my guitars, I'm going to be using my Fender Hot Rod Deluxe. For the effects, I'm going to be using the Chroma Console by Hologram Electronics. And I'm going to be using a little bit of the reverb on here, and then also I'm going to use the cassette texture, which is kind of sort of like a little tape warble effect. And then if you've been following the series, you pretty much have an idea of the distortion that I'm going to be using. For our chorus part, we can get a little bit heavier on the fuzz side. Now, as most of you know, for my bass, I usually play out of my guitar amp, but this time I'm going to be going DI into my Scarlett Interface 18i8. I'm going to be overdubbing 2 separate tracks, at least for the chorus part. I'm going to use a clean bass and then also dirty bass. And for the dirty bass, I'm going to be using the IC78 by Renencuff. Alright, we're here in Ableton. Now, the mixing and post-production process shouldn't be too difficult or too bit of a challenge. I always start with the drums, then I'll move down to like my other instruments. I usually go from like the foundation, instrumentally speaking, I guess. Like, of course, the kick, the snare, the tom, and then I have the overhead. It just gets like from heavy to like, I don't know, lighter, I guess.
and burn this red before it turns.
I'm gonna try to do like this little megaphone effect.
Crash and burn this red before it turns. Crash and burn this red before it turns.
Okay, now let's do some reverb.
Lost myself again. Lived a piece of hell.
Alright, I am liking where that is. I'm gonna give my ears a rest, but let's say I already did that, and here's the final track. Let me know if you guys were able to hear any Narrowhead influence in this song at all. I want to thank you guys for your band suggestions and your engagement with the channel. And if there's a band that I haven't seen yet in the comments down below, then go ahead and drop them. If you want to support me, there's links also in the description box down below. And until the next one, I will see you guys in the next one.